Hello, everybody. A very good morning, afternoon, whatever, wherever you are in the world. I just hope that the internet connection is stable. Let's just wait for a few moments to make sure that there are actually some people on there. Yes, there are. So for the first time in this broadcast's history, I forgot to press the button for the intro. So it's an intro-less episode today. I hope it's not a big problem. It is just a very interesting reflection of my vagabond life at present. It's just fabulous seeing you all here. And some comments, it's great. Hi to England, hi to Europe, hi to California, where I am at the moment, in this very eclectic home in front of this very interesting painting. It's so this is where I'm staying for a short while. We'll just see how it all goes. It's just fabulous having you here. Thank you for watching right through the summer. Normally in summer there are fewer people than throughout the rest of the year, so that's absolutely fine. And today's topic is really, really interesting. I somehow feel it's a bit like a laboratory that this YouTube show provides, a laboratory for ideas, for exercises, and so often I have no idea what I'm really about to say, and it's really just kind of coming through, which is just fascinating. In the invite, I mentioned already that there is this, I think I call it the habit of my spirit guides now. Recently, towards the end of an episode, they basically gave an idea of what should be covered in the next episode. And that's very, very interesting. Sometimes it just kind of derives from some idea that was developed during the show. And today's topic is all healing is self-healing. And this is something that I've basically been aware of, even though I never really thought too much about it. Since I started with Reiki, because of course, the fascinating thing is when we give Reiki to somebody else, we receive Reiki at the same time. So in a way, it's impossible to give Reiki only to another person. At the same time, we always receive Reiki ourselves. And that was pretty much kind of my idea of all healing is self-healing. But that's really not enough to fill a whole YouTube show. And there is just so much more to it, which is fascinating. So today we're going to explore the different facets of what self-healing really is. And we'll get to what the self really is and what healing really is. And it's just fascinating, the subject, and I hope it's not just inspirational, but will really help in our daily use of Reiki and how we deepen our connection to ourselves, to other people, and to the universe, and bring more Reiki into the world. I woke up this morning to the news because I always look at the news in the morning, which is a terrible habit. But of course, I'm a political scientist and I just find it very interesting what's happening in the world. Although at the moment, well, maybe not at the moment, maybe for a long time, it really is more depressing than interesting what's really happening. And I had this long conversation, as I also normally have in the morning, with my mum on the phone. And we were looking at the world and had this moment of wondering whether at all really it can be changed and healed. But we both think it can. But it is a collective effort. It's just so timely important to do that and to become aware of our power, to really make the world a better place, to change our lives, and to change our lives for the future, and or the world for the future. And when I talk about our lives in the future, I don't just mean the rest of our lives this time, but very much the idea of reincarnation and keeping this beautiful playground of this planet for us to be available for future incarnations. And this is essentially what it is at risk at present. And this is just an enormous scale that almost nobody thinks about it. My mom actually suggested, sorry mom, to quote you all the time, but she actually suggested that people might not even be interested, because there's so much in our everyday life that we worry about, that we are stressed about, that we have to deal with, to basically think to keep this world, to keep it safe and habitable for our future incarnations, may be a step too far, but that is the only point. Because if we won't be able to do that, we'll have failed as humankind. So this is really a very, very important topic, and that's what the Reiki revolution ultimately is all about. But I am deviating a little bit, and I really want to come back to healing. I hope this interesting part of the painting is not too distracting. So if it is, just close your eyes and just listen to me. It's just giant, so I couldn't move it. And apparently for a recording and for internet access, this is the best part of the house. And it is working so far, which is great, because this morning it was cutting in and out. So that was a bit weird. All healing is self-healing. So the starting point basically is that we give healing to others. And we have this beautiful tool that we always have with us, our hands. We may just need our intention and feel a connection, and already we can sense the flow of Reiki, and we can connect with other people, and they feel that something is happening. A few weeks ago, I was sitting in a restaurant in New York City with a few people, and one of them had a really bad, long-standing lower back problem. And whenever he was moving, he was in real pain. So I asked whether I should give him Reiki during dinner. And he said, well, okay, if you like, that's okay. Not really thinking that much could happen. So I just set my intention, connected to Reiki, and sensed the connection with him, or particularly with his lower back, and then carried on eating. So we had this hour-long meal with conversation. From time to time, I kind of sensed what's happening, and I felt that Reiki was still streaming out of my hands. And I don't know how much he actually felt, but after the dinner, I asked him how he was with his back, and he kind of moved a little bit and said, it's actually gone. I don't feel anything at the moment. And he hadn't been pain-free, I think, for a decade. So that is just as powerful as Reiki is. And of course, we have this beautiful tool. But of course, at the very same time I was giving Reiki, I also received Reiki myself. And that's the first part of self-healing, that we get Reiki at the same time. But we do something incredible as well. We share our time with the person we give a treatment to. We establish a connection. In other words, we open our hearts. And opening our hearts is always healing. We connect and we focus on who we really are, heart-driven. and interconnected with other people. So this is why we can give a Reiki treatment without any physical interaction, because we are connected with other people. So we open up to this interconnectedness, and that is deeply healing. It's empowering. It's bringing us back to our true self, which is being connected and being love that we hold in our heart. So ultimately, every Reiki treatment, every act of kindness, every interaction with other people is, in a way, an act of love. So that's the second level. So it's not just that we receive Reiki at the same time, but we are opening our heart, and we're feeling this connection, and that is healing. Interestingly, we often sense what's happening with the other person. We may sense their pain. We also may sense what they're going through. And so often this is a mirror where we can reflect ourselves and our lives in. I find it so often that when I give a Reiki treatment, I am very much with this person. I sense what's going on there. I have the empathy. I may even get an idea of what's happening in that person's life, in that person's body, but I also feel what's going on in my life. So I sense there is this kind of almost give and take. We are able to also reflect, and we are going to reflect later on what's happening there. And we see that we are not the only ones having problems, other people as well. And we can help them with Reiki. So Reiki can also help us. So that's a great way to reflect. And it's also part of the healing. Of course, and I think this is really, really underestimated. No matter how happy we are, no matter how healthy we are, no matter how successful we are, no matter how smoothly things go in our lives, if they do, there's always something missing. It's only fractions of moments when we are completely focused on the universe, or on ourselves in meditation, or on somebody else we are with. So we kind of blank everything else out. But apart from these brief moments, there's always something missing, because there's something going on in the world that is affecting us. There are people who are unhappy. We may not know, but we are incarnated at the same time on this planet. It is affecting us. There are people who starve. There are people who are in a war. There are people who are in incredible despair. There are people having a car accident right now at this very moment. And I know it sounds scary, but this has an effect. I found it very interesting. I couldn't do it, but a friend of mine said he wrote most of his books at night because he felt that there was less happening around him and the world was calmer, at least in that part of the world where it was nighttime and where he was in and where he was connected. So all this kind of negativity and stress and so didn't really get to him, and he could concentrate more. I found that he's very connected and he meditates a lot. So he's very sensitive to these energy and what's happening. But it's just quite a fascinating thought. So everything that's happening in the world has an effect on us. So when we give ourselves Reiki, we also affect the world, because we change and we become more lightful, higher vibrational, calmer, and this has an effect on the world. When we send Reiki to a situation, whether it's an accident, whether it is a place in the world where people are suffering, we can also make a change. And the more people we reach, the more people we reach with Reiki who regularly, and as we do in the Reiki share collectively, give Reiki, the more we have an effect. So when we send Reiki to others, we raise the vibrations generally, and we have an effect on the world. And of course, Reiki works on these different vibrational levels. So being in the body, physical change, strength and healing, being connected, seeing a bigger picture, getting more intuitive, being calmer, being more balanced, and opening the heart and being connected. So every time we use Reiki, we automatically open up to interconnectedness. We automatically become conscious and subconsciously part of everything that is happening in the world, because that is Reiki. We're going right to the very source where everything is connected, and therefore every time we use Reiki, we have an effect on the world, and we are healing ourselves on a deeper level, on this level of interconnectedness. We may indeed feel that we become so much part of the world that this is not just the connection with this physical world, but with the unseen world, with the spirit world. So we feel the connection, and there is an interaction between us and the unseen. So this is being healed as well through this connection. So we have a really, really deep influence on what's happening in the world when we give Reiki treatments, because we are right deep inside this incredible connection to the universe. We are pulling it down, and we are then sharing it with other people. We are raising our vibrations. We often feel guides, we feel help, we feel connected to the entire universe. And that means we are coming together again. And this togetherness is the deepest form of healing. It's the deepest form of healing the world, but it's also the deepest form of healing ourselves, because we are part of that. Being part of everything is our true self. And this is something that basically guides asked me to get to in today's show, to feel that we are part of everything, and that when we talk about self-healing, we are not talking about our individual physical incarnation that is being healed, but about this connection with everything, this interaction with everything, and this realization that we are part of everything. This is some really very ancient wisdom, this incredibly old tradition of yoga, not just kind of the sun salutation and all the movements, but the yogic philosophy, hundreds of thousands of years old, the Vedic scriptures, which is basically yogic philosophy. And they talk about the aim to realize that our individual higher self, our individual soul, is connected and ultimately one with the world's higher soul. It's yoga means union, and it's the union between Atman and Brahman, the higher self, individual self, and the higher force in the universe. And to realize that we can reconnect and feel that we are one with everything. And when we do this, when we bring that into our everyday life, then we can heal the world. We cannot just heal ourselves, we cannot just give Reiki treatments to others, but we can really make this beautiful vision of having a brighter, happier, more positive future for the world, and safeguarding the world for not just future generations, but for future incarnations. Then we can make that a reality. And this is really what self-healing ultimately is. Self-healing is realization. So this is where my guides, I feel, wanted me to get, and they're nodding. It's great. So I hope it makes sense, but of course, nothing really makes sense only theoretically. So I would like to do an exercise together where we go deeply into the Reiki connection and step by step open up more and more to our interconnection, to our oneness with the world. So when you're ready, I would like to ask you to just take a moment to bring your hands together, close your eyes, and connect to Reiki. And just feel the connection. Let's start feeling the connection in your body. You can stay in Gasho, or you can just bring your hands down on your thighs. It doesn't really matter. Just feel the connection to Reiki and bring Reiki into your body. From your hands, up your arms, into your torso, into your head, into your abdomen, your back, your hips, your legs, your feet. Just filling your entire body with Reiki. And let Reiki flow for a moment, healing, calming, harmonizing your physical body. And then bring your awareness to your thoughts, to your mind, and sense your connection with the universe, with Reiki. Intuition, guidance. Just see what comes into your mind. And then bring your awareness to your heart and let Reiki help you to open your heart and to feel your heart and identify with your heart. Just being the love that you hold in your heart. So this is healing yourself. And now think of a loved one, somebody who is dear to you, and set your intention to connect with them. Not really for a Reiki treatment, but just to share the love of the universe. You wish you can open your hands and just feel the connection. And now just reach out and intend to connect with your friends, your family, people who are around you, and just sense the connection, send them love. Wherever you are in the world, now just reach out to people who are around you, who you may not even know, the people who are in your house, your neighbors, just people around you, and feel the connection and send them love, send them healing. Now, just go even further. Your entire village, town, city, wherever you are, connect with them. Send them healing and love. the country you're in. Just stretch out, reach out, and feel your connection with the country you're in right now, and send Reiki to the entire country. And now let's cross the borders and just bring the world together and send Reiki to the entire globe, to the planet, to the rocks and crystals, to nature, organic nature, to the animals, and to all human beings on this planet. And now bring in the people who have been on this planet and are not physically here anymore. All those in spirit. And just feel your connection with the spirit world. Sharing the love and receiving the love. Sending healing even into this level of existence. And now just sense that you are part of the universe. And as such, your healing, your love has an effect on the entire universe. Just connect. Let the love, let the Reiki, let the healing flow. And now just take a moment to sense yourself, your physical, your spiritual, your complete, eternal, connected self. And let this healing flow back into your individual physical incarnation. And then just slowly come back, bring your awareness back to your physical body, and just gently open your eyes. And with your eyes open, still feel the connection with everything. All healing is not only self-healing, but self-healing can heal everything. This really is what healing is all about. So I don't really know what to say anymore. I'm just completely elsewhere. Just very, very powerful. So thank you for joining. Of course, it's so powerful because we are doing it together, which is just phenomenal. And let's just stay in this space, I would suggest. And now do a really powerful Reiki share. A Reiki share where everybody who is here watching at the live show, at the live broadcast, or taking part at a later stage still can really, really feel the power and the connection. So just once more, connect or reconnect to Reiki. If you feel already the connection with everybody, just set your intention to now connect with everyone on this Reiki share, now and in any future replay. Or if you wish, you can draw the connection or distance symbol to deepen this connection. Reiki is flowing. Just leave your thoughts wandering. Just stay in this ocean of peace and love. Wherever your mind takes you, wherever your heart takes you, just allow it. Just feel the power of collective Reiki in this Reiki share. Just sense inside and feel the calm, the peace, the connection. And then you can slowly come back into the here and now. Reiki will continue to work. Or if you wish and want to stay longer in this place, just remain where you are. Or even watch a replay at a later stage and just dive into this connection again. So just when you're ready, bring your hands together, take a moment to thank Reiki, and come back into the here and now. That was probably the most contemplative Reiki share online Reiki show that I've done so far. Fascinating. Very, very interesting. So it's just different every week, and it's very funny. I think my guys are just joking at the moment. They say we're not telling you what's happening next week. It's a surprise. So it's a surprise what the topic will be next week. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you again next week. And until then, just stay in this connection with yourself, with the universe, and allow this deep healing to take place so that you become this anchor of healing for other people as well, more and more. Thank you so very much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for making this work so beautifully. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. And there wasn't an introduction, but I will now at least put a proper professional ending image in there now. So see you next week. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week wherever you are in the world.